This video is sponsored by Hardcore Comics, home of Burners, a brand new toy car series featuring highly detailed models with custom livery. Get yours today.
Hello. My name is Tammy Maynard, ex-up-and-atom employee, ex-prosecutor, geez, a lot of X's. Right now, currently a new again residing lawyer after expungement 2, and then work for the DMV and like to focus on community service. So after after leaving the Up and Atom, and eventually getting an expungement, obviously everyone has that opportunity to like start a business. And I had big eyes. I drove around the city and I saw a lot of billboards in the area, and I thought of the possibilities of a billboard, be it just advertising or political campaigns or just nefarious uses. So the original idea for OnlyTams was billboards. Unfortunately, that has yet to happen. I'm still sort of hoping billboards happen. But by the graces of Martin Pierce, RIP Martin Pierce, we had a long conversation and he kind of talked me into evolving the business a bit. So I had the wrong focus when I opened my business because, being left with a business that wasn't actually the idea, you're kind of lost in what you can do or what you should be doing. And I thought hiring artists was the way to go because I had like people like Joanna Gonzo, Penelope Reed, eventually Polly Lemons. There's going to be a few people that are mad at me that I'm not shouting them out, and I'm upset that I can't just off the top remember them right now. So yeah, the idea was to get artists involved so we can do different aesthetics or different types of drawing forms of stickers or business cards. I didn't really focus on it, unfortunately, due to, at the time, being a prosecutor, very busy. You had the business, you didn't really have the right focus for it, and unfortunately you just don't put enough time into it, so it didn't really go anywhere until some other people in unfortunate spots come forward and ask you for the help. This kind of plays into the original purpose of the business. Fortunately, I did have that warning. When it came to Martin Pierce, he was a very knowledgeable person, very educated, forthcoming, and I want to say could tell the future. Me and Martin had a very long conversation before he approved it. Obviously, this was like the last weeks of his office, so he was on fuck it mode. With the approval, we had a very long conversation and the warning of, hey, Tammy, you're probably never going to have billboards. And I'm very thankful I had that warning. If I always had the, maybe one day, Tammy answer, maybe tomorrow, then I want to have a realistic expectation of the business. I guess the biggest warning I wish I had was like just the upset or like how heartbreaking it is to continue to be kind of glossed over. And I should have experienced this warning from the Up and Atom. When you go a long time without being noticed or recognized, it can be demoralizing. I really wish people warned me about that. The feeling of being left out. When I did start this business, it was a time of like after being a part of the Up and Atom, and I was a part of a large group, and we didn't really care about like a lot of other people's opinions. I kind of isolated myself. I'd say that's my biggest issue is like, hey, not being able to make the correct connections to kind of propel the idea that I originally had. Unknowingly making enemies with trying to be silly or just flat out being arrogant and rubbing people the wrong way. Because at the end of the day, it's, hey, as a business owner, you have to make connections and you have to be personable and you have to understand how you piss people off. I guess recently, considering like, hey, Rat on Rat has been so popular, I have been looking more towards like, hey, how can we make a pamphlet for people? Recently, I saw a food truck, Boat Soakers. They made a nice little pamphlet. It was like a booklet for their menu. And I immediately thought, man, why don't more restaurants do this? So it's just gotten me considering more ideas for like, hey, what can we actually do for the people right now? It's getting me out there talking to like more people about, hey, what can an advertising platform do? For me, I don't spend too much time like just talking to people because that's naturally what I do. If a conversation starts and I have a good question, I usually just shoot it out. Profit wise, I take the revenue of like my lawyer work or DMV work and I just put it into the business because it goes back down to just wanting to empower my employees and their ideas. Say, like, for example, when we did that Street Heat magazine, I gave them maybe $1,500 in starting materials just so they can get off the floor running. Tyler did a really good job on it, and I just wanted to really promote it. I guess anytime like we have launched a product, where I would say my outlet has launched a product, we both have a moment where we see the final product and I'm just sitting there complimenting all their work and they're just happy that it's finally come to fruition. And that's usually every time. It happened with the Rat on Rat and every 3 issues they've had. It's happened with Street Heat and it's happened with even the Burners set from the Hardcore Comics. I received news middle of this interview about my outlet Rat on Rat and the possibility of something they might be getting in the future. I don't want to like spill it right here, but honestly, just having that moment of, hey, this thing is done. That's a pretty cool moment every time. Slow down. You know, instant gratification is nice, but things need to develop. Pacing. Not wanting everything done at once. My immediate thought was Chaos Gremlins, people who don't really have a focus, but my actual answer would be people unwilling to develop their ideas on a soundboard. What that means to me is talking to people, getting their thoughts on a thing, and then evolving it based on the criticisms or thoughts heard. If you're unwilling to listen to criticisms or thoughts, it's just not going to work out. Billboards. I still want billboards. I don't know why I'm holding out for it. It's something I still want to this day. Some of these things I could do, like I can design like pretty simplest pamphlets. So maybe just taking on jobs myself because I focus too much on like law work, and I'm probably just gonna move away from it and do more design work. Not every first idea is going to be your business because not every idea is a good idea. Cook on your ideas. Try and think them out. Think about like the first part and where would you end? Because I necessarily didn't really do that because the first thing I wanted never happened, and then it evolved into a new thing. But OnlyTams wasn't my first idea. More people should just be willing to do collaborations. I don't know, that's what a lot of businesses end up being, is just their special niche. So, like, oh, your first idea shouldn't be your most focused.